Good Sunday morning. I'm trying not to talk too loud because everybody's in bed. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I'm fixing breakfast. I wanted some pone bread this morning. I didn't want biscuits. I wanted pone bread. Pone bread is kind of like a biscuit and a bread mixed together. And I fried some bacon and we'll make some gravy. I'm out of eggs. I'm out of sausage. So I need to get to the store. They ate all that yesterday. So I'm just fixing bacon and I'm gonna make some gravy and some pone bread, and there's breakfast. So let's get started. I have my oven preheated to 375 and my skillet is in there, my cast iron skillet that I oiled really well, and it's in there preheating for about 5 minutes. So let's get started on the pone bread. Now we're going to do self-rising flour. As always, I keep my self-rising flour in a separate container so we don't get it confused with the all-purpose flour. Okay, so shut my timer off because my skillet's ready. So let's get started. It's real quick to mix up. Mixing bowl, 2 cups of your self-rising flour. There we go. And then 1/4 cup of butter, bacon grease, whatever you want. I prefer, forgot to get a spoon. I prefer to do 3 tablespoons of butter and a tablespoon of bacon grease. That's what I prefer. You could do lard, you could do oil, Crisco, whatever you want. Just need 1/4 cup. And get that in. Now, typically the recipe calls for buttermilk, which I never ever have on hand unless I buy it specifically for a recipe. So I just make my own. It's super simple. 1 tablespoon per 1 cup of milk. So the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of milk. So I put in 1.5 tablespoons of white vinegar, distilled vinegar. There, my brain's not working this morning. So it's 1 tablespoon per 1 cup. So I've got 1.5 cups. So I did 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar. Okay, and then you let that set. So I started this first thing before I did anything else, so that would have time to get together and hang out. And then I like to add a pinch of salt. Do you have to? No, but I like it. Good, pinch of salt. Now we're gonna mix this in. This is a wet batter. It's not like a biscuit batter that you're gonna work over with flour or anything. You're gonna pour this right into our hot skillet. Ooh, it's so good. Get that a little bit of a mix. Get the rest of our liquid in. There we go. And that's it. That's all for the pone bread. We just gotta get it mixed up without me splattering it all over myself. Today I have like a casserole plan. It's ground beef and hash browns. I'll be uploading that later. I'm excited about that because I have some things I want to do today. So it's nice to have a casserole day. I'll figure out what kind of veg and all that. So we're just going to get in here, get those lumps worked out with the back of our spoon. Just like this. Work it. So how's everybody doing? Okay, so last night, I got to tell you something about my son. My son's weird. He's like me, and he asks the craziest questions, and he's done it since he could talk. He would ask question after question after question. Sometimes I'd have to say, shut up, please, for 5 minutes. Mommy needs a break. So anyway, he was always curious about everything, which is cute, but sometimes when you're a mom, you know, it's like, I can't take one more question. But he's 20. He still asks a ton of questions. So last night he said, Mom, you need to ask your YouTube friends, what is a hot dish that you cook but you taste better cold? Makes sense? So what is something that, you know, you cook and it's hot and then you enjoy eating it cold? So we were talking last night. I said, of course, pizza. I like cold pizza. Not everybody does, but I like it a lot. My mom prefers cold pizza. And I said fried chicken. I think sometimes just a piece of cold fried chicken right out of the fridge. Pretty good. So I'm asking you, what do you think tastes good cold that was a hot dish? You know, it started out its life as hot. Oh, what about a biscuit? It's just as good cold. There you go. So let me know if you have something that's your favorite. He said ask, so I asked. Okay, pone bread is mixed. I'm gonna get the skillet out. I'm gonna set right here on this board. All right. You want you a nice hot skillet. This is my bread skillet. I oiled it with some little bit of Crisco this morning. We're just gonna pour that right into that skillet. I think this is like a 10 to 12 inch skillet. Get all that in there. Do you cook Sunday morning breakfast? Some mornings I do, some mornings I don't. It just depends on what the plans are for the day. Mason is a breakfast eater. Brock, not so much. So I kind of cook it, and if people eat it, they eat it. If they don't, they don't. And sometimes, you know, maybe they'll eat it like at 11. Some people in the house, they, Brock, he likes to eat later in the morning. So, you know, it's 7:30 now. He may not eat this until like 11. But it's there. It's your choice, whatever you want to do. Into the oven. We're going to put this back in. It's going to go in for 20-25 minutes until that biscuit is cooked through and it's golden brown on top. And I'll be back to show you. And then we'll finish up breakfast. I got coffee going. Come on in, grab a cup. I got bacon, cooked bacon. Look at there, I always cut my bacon in half. I don't know why I cut the pack in half. I cook it all, but I don't know why. I've always done that. I got my bacon grease saved because you know we're gonna whip up some gravy. All right, I'll be back. All right, friends, our pone bread is out of the oven, about 25, 26 minutes. I like to come put a little butter on the last couple of minutes right on top. This is the moment of truth. This is always the nerve-wracking part. Plate. And a flip. There we go. We're going to let it cool a minute. But let's take a looky-loo, shall we? Look at that, friends. Light and fluffy. Doesn't even need butter. I love pone bread. It's so delicious. It's so okay, friends. It's gravy time. I've got about a 1/3 cup of bacon grease in here. So you want equal parts of flour, about a 1/3 cup. Okay. And you're just going to work that in that grease. Now, you need to cook your flour. You need to cook that flour out. So you're going to give about 2 minutes. If you need to set a timer, you can set a timer. That way you know for sure. Now see, we're just going to take the back of this spoon and we're going to work that flour out. No lumps, no bumps. Just smooth as silk. Look at there. Now you don't want your heat up too high. Mine's on about 6 because you want that flour to cook out, but you do not want it to burn. So I like to work it with the spoon to make sure it stays moving. It doesn't get burnt. Yeah. Hang on, Jakey wants out. I'll be right back. You want out, Bubby? Good morning, friends. Okay, sorry. The chicken friends were at the back door. They were wanting a treat. Jake's barking at him because he doesn't like them up on the patio. But they come up to the back door when they get up in the mornings and come and get their treat. All right. Now see how it's starting to turn color? We're starting to get a caramel color on there. We're going to keep working it. I want it a little bit darker. Okay? gotta go shut the door because maybe one of the chickens might come in. I swear Carol, he'd come in, but he's not up here yet. It's just Olivia and the one we call Fancy. They're the only two that's at the back door to this morning. Carol, he's the one that knocks on the door, and I swear he'd come right in. Now see how we're getting that nice brown color there? That's what we're looking for. Now bacon gravy, if you've never had it, it's super rich. So my dad always cut down the milk with a little bit of water. So I got about a cup of milk in here and a half a cup of water. That kind of, you don't have to, but it kind of cuts down that rich taste. Now see how we're getting that golden brown and that flour is starting to thicken. Now this is the point where you got to be careful that you don't burn your flour. It's time for the milk and the water. Straight away in. Here we go. At this point I'm going to turn my heat down. I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add some pepper, and now we're going to work that milk into that roux. You know, I was thinking about bacon earlier, and I was thinking about the guy that I met at the Family Dollar and gave him a jar of bacon grease. I'm like, how the hillbilly is that? Man at the dollar store gave him a jar of grease. I'm thinking about all the wonderful things that he's been cooking with that grease, or I hope he is anyway. And then I got to thinking about bacon and how, like, you know, my people ate Joe bacon and fatback and ham hocks and how that wasn't cool. And then, you know, you put that in the hands of, you know, a 5-star chef and all of a sudden it's cool. And everybody wants bacon and bacon prices go up and I'm mad about it. So listen, don't tell anybody you're not worth anything. You shine like a diamond because you are amazing. If we eat the faces of a hog, honey, you are golden. All right, my gravy's starting to thicken up here. Give it a few more minutes. Thicken up to the consistency I like it. I'm gonna grab a spoon for tasting, because you know that's a must. Getting there, friends. There we go. Starting to come together. I'm gonna give it a quick taste. See if I need to add any more salt or pepper. I know I'm gonna add more pepper. That's the bacon gravy dance. Do I eat this every day? No, because I would die. Just because of my stomach and things like that. But it's so delicious. Every once in a while, treat yourself. It's amazing. All right, that is done. We're gonna come over. I'm gonna fix my plate and we're gonna share breakfast together. Be right back. All right, it's breakfast time. I can't believe these heathens haven't woken up from smelling this bacon. I did not know what's going on with them this morning, but I'm just gonna eat. They'll eat when they get up. So here is our pone bread. I'm gonna cut me a piece. Hi, Jakey. Jakey's very interested in my breakfast this morning too. This is how we do it here. We take, Jakey. We take, it's hot. Hey, hot, hey. Jake. Sorry, he's getting hard of hearing and I want him to see me. I wanted to let him know that the stove was hot so he doesn't jump up there. There. All right, so we got our pone bread. This is how we do it here. We crumble it. We got bacon gravy, world's best gravy. I'm gonna have to send a picture of this to Maddie. Go, a little bit of bacon gravy on there. A couple slices of bacon. And in honor of my mama, a little bit of strawberry jam on the side of my plate. That's how she did it. And there you have it, the world's best Kentucky breakfast in honor of my mama. Pone bread, bacon gravy, some bacon, a little bit of jelly. Let's give this a try. Hi, Marvin. So good, friends. I hope you have a blessed Sunday. Thanks for stopping in, hanging out with me. I'm gonna go eat my breakfast. Try it. Home bread. If you've never made bacon gravy, that is your challenge. Make bacon gravy. Your life will be altered